What's up, Shacklz gang? This is Jaleel, your advice guru, helping you to become the best versions of yourselves. In today's video, I just want to talk about not following temptation and being loyal in your relationship. I know a lot of dudes that struggle. They ask me about my relationship, how I never had a Sancha, like they lose spark and just numerous things. And girls are like, you know what, I want a man just like you and things like that, and I want the relationship that you guys have. How do I do that? Well, I'm here to give you a few tips on that. The first one is maintaining focus in a relationship and being appreciative of what you have. In the relationships that I see nowadays, you find one little thing is like, oh, this is one little thing, she didn't do her hair right, and then automatically you try to jump to the next person. And a lot of times, a lot of people want their cake and eat it too, which that is unethical in itself, and it takes a lot more money to cheat than it does just being loyal to that person. As humans, we look for more and we want more, but the hardest thing a lot of people have is to appreciate what they got. For women, it's more of, oh yeah, I want to spend more time with my man. But you have a hardworking man that pays the bills, makes sure everything's cool, and you guys see each other from time to time. Think about it this way. If you have a man that's there for you every single time, every single day like that, the way you want it, you're not going to have a good man on your shoulders. If you just so happen to get pregnant, he's not going to be able to financially support you guys because he's not doing anything but attending to you. You need a hard-working man. You may not see him as often, but you definitely need to be loyal and definitely set a date and time where you guys can have intimate times and hang out and talk and chill. And even if you're not able to physically see them through FaceTime or in person, you can definitely text good morning or something. For fellas, if you have a lady that's at home dealing with the kids, take initiative. Be in those kids' lives. Treat your woman out sometimes. Help her with the baby. A relationship is a partnership. That's the only way you maintain it. The second one is communication. And this is one of the biggest ones because everybody does so much of this and not much of this. They do so much talking and not listening. They don't know what's going on. So for us men, we need to ask more questions when she's nagging to figure out exactly what it is, rather than being very stubborn and thinking that we know it all and then we got this. We need to ask questions to figure out what her true intentions are, the reason why she's mad. Because a lot of times, girls, the way they get mad is when they get mad, they talk around the subject, and you need to figure out what's in the center. For us men, we say directly what it is without necessarily going around the outside. So you need to ask those questions so that you get it right the first time. Nothing is more annoying than hearing your girl nag and nag and nag about every little thing you're doing and you think you're doing it right. Which kind of leads you to another person because it's like, I can't talk to her because of this reason. No, just sit there, listen, then ask her questions and let her know that I'm listening to you. You need to listen to me as well. That's a part of putting your foot down and creating a compromise. And for ladies, when it comes to communication, be willing to understand your man, figure out what he wants and needs. Because we don't react the same. Either A, we'll blow up and get mad and then walk away, or we'll just shut down completely and not say anything. And the worst thing a man could do for a girl is not say anything because you need to know what's going on. You want to know what's going on in a relationship. You want to know what's going wrong so that you guys can come to a compromise and make it better. If you're not communicating and trying to understand one another, then it's just not going to work. And you have to allow the guy to be in the relationship with you and your kids. If you have it, even if he's the father that abandoned and paid child support, the kids need their father in their lives. I know I didn't have mine, but I had to learn everything on my own, and it took me to 24 to figure out who I am as a person. I mean, it's good to some degree, but at the same time, you want the father there to help them guide their way and know that their father is in their life and let them have their own interpretations. If they don't want to deal with them, then you don't make them deal with them. If you're in a bad relationship, that is not love. If it's an abusive relationship, don't sit here and try to hold out because you think it's love. No. A loving relationship is about caring for somebody. It's about selflessness, not selfishness. And a lot of times with these relationships, it's all about me, and what I get and what I feel, what I deserve. but you're not taking it from the other shoe and seeing, how could I compliment this person? How could this compliment me? And as with the communication, be willing to talk to your partner. Don't just run off to your friends and tell them BS about your significant other, because what ends up happening is they end up hating him. And then when you bring him around, he starts feeling uncomfortable. And then you're trying to figure out why your friends treat him like that, or you're trying to feel like why he thinks that a certain friend doesn't like him. He knows it right away. And it's mainly because of the encounters and stuff that you have with your friends. If you're talking really good, like, oh, he treats me right, stuff like that, they'd be more than willing and happy to go ahead and talk to him. Now, the final thing is maintaining that spark in a relationship. And I know a lot of them die after the honeymoon stage, which is all that lovey, kissy, oh, I love you, and stuff like that, and eventually it dies. What do you do from there? You have to go back and analyze your relationship, look back in the past to see what you guys were doing and how you guys were communicating. I'm pretty sure both of you guys were texting. If one woke up before the other person, you still say good morning or send them a message to let them know, hey, I was thinking about you. It can't just be one person just saying good morning the whole time, because eventually when they stop, you're going to think that something's wrong. Like, no, take turns. Sometimes they say good morning, sometimes you say good morning. That's part of the affection. That's part of the love. Maybe you guys used to go out on dates. Maybe you guys used to have that intimate time. Create those times. Schedule it in your plan. You got a busy guy, busy girl. You need to schedule that time. And let them know how much you miss them. You have to have humility and have vulnerability in a relationship. You can't just be stuck in a pickle like, oh, you know what, I'm not going to show them this, but I feel this way about them. No, let them know. You're already with them. You already got them. Continue so that you could keep them. It's bothersome when you just have a person that's not willing to work with you. And if you could go back into that relationship and analyze those things and do those things, it creates a better relationship. And for the ladies, include the man in your relationship with your children, with yourself, so that he has a role, he plays a role, so that he's not getting distracted by these other women that are giving him attention. I know quite a bit of men that are like, oh yeah, you know what, I don't really mess with her, like she's cute and all, but I know myself better than anybody and I can't be hanging around these girls like that. Good. There's also the men that's like, you know what, I hold it down for my girl regardless, because she's always hitting me up and seeing how things go. It's me and the kids. Yeah, we have our ups and downs, but everything's all good. Why? Because he feels like he has a purpose. And same thing with the men. Don't let your girl be so heartbroken. Figure out what's going on. Surprise her sometimes. And one of the things that definitely contributes is doing surprises because you want to, not because she mentioned it. You could definitely have a talk and figure out interests that she likes, things that she's interested in, and you could do something a little on the side, either like take her to a concert, buy her flowers, send her a love letter. You could do multiple things, but don't do it at the time that she's asking, because she's only going to think that you did it because she asked, not because you truly love and care for her. So hopefully this helps you not gear yourself towards the temptation, because you have a really good person in front of you. And if you don't, just end the relationship. There's no point in cheating, honestly. Or just be single and have people come in and out of your life. That's the way I put it. So, you guys have a blessed day. Jaleel Shacklz. Deuces.